Hello and welcome to Let's Talk About It podcast. We focus on the journey to unlock the best version of you. Each episode, we discuss different subjects with different guests. And today, we discuss leaving the comfort zone, go big or go home. Why the comfort zone can be just as well called a cage. Why is it important to feel uncomfortable? The answer to these important questions and more, we will use the help of my personal friend and today's guest, Ilya Levitin. He's an honored expert in the dental technician field. He's also studying medicine currently in Italy. To explain all of this, how did he make this huge decision? What motivated him? And how does he believe that it will affect his life? All that and more right after the intro.
Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't
That you
ever
can
be.
fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing
It's
what
about
you
how
want.
hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take.
If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your
I want to
hand.
remind you to continue to dream and dream big.
Let me tell you something, visualizing your goal and going after it makes it fun. You've got to have a purpose no matter what you do in life.
Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward.
Wow. As always, I'm having goosebumps just from hearing this, and it always helps me to pump up with the energy. Just like you heard it, I also heard it right now. And just like I said, with me here is my personal friend, Ilya. What do you say? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. I'm Ilya. I'm almost 30 years old and I live in Israel, Haifa, preparing myself to move to Italy to study medicine.
Okay. Do you want to tell us a little bit, before we jump to the decision of moving to Italy, can you tell us a little bit about your background as a dental technician?
Yeah, the reason that pushed me to this big decision of studying abroad was that I started pretty early my professional life at the age of 17 at school called Mazor. It's a professional school that kids that you can say having problems with studying in a normal school go there and they study professional.
So they basically get a profession there.
To get a profession there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the options were to be a hair designer or photographer, and the third one was a dental technician. At start, I really did not like the idea of a dental technician because I truly did not knew what is it about. It
Okay.
sounded to me disgusting.
Well, yeah.
It's like, well, I have to work with old people and grandmas and stuff like that. But my mother pushed me there. She said, well, just try it, just see what it is. Because she told me, this way or another, as a hair designer, you will also work with old people.
Okay, so she basically
yeah.
showed you that the options are not really
So,
options.
Yeah. One day I went to visit a dental laboratory. When I went inside, there was some guy and another couple of people working there. I really, for the first time, I was excited. No.
Okay. What, you were exposed first, to this? What?
I was exposed to it.
Okay.
And I saw there are people sitting and working with their hands and unique tools. They were working with wax
Okay.
and were building teeth with their own hands.
Just teeth or prostates also?
Prostates, teeth, it's all combined, yeah. There was a prostate with a lot of teeth all around, and everything was like a new world to me. I was, wow, this is so cool. And I started asking him questions, and he started explaining me how things work. And I just I know how to explain, but it was just, that's for me. I like it. I love it. This is
That
so
was the
awesome.
moment that you felt the click.
Yeah, because my whole life I like to paint. I like to do some artistic things. I love art. I do like it, and it just immediately spoke to me because it makes it work, art, and building and creating a lot of to learn. So I really loved it.
Okay, so you found like this field. The reason you were drawn to it is because you felt that it connected to your artistic side, and it gave you the option to create something besides actually learning and like going to work as a technical side.
Yeah. Besides that, I like the idea that I can work with doctors, with dentists, and I really love the idea that it combined for me everything because I can help people that don't have teeth. That's the whole idea of this work, that I'm taking a part of helping people.
Okay, so from thinking and worrying about working with old people, you actually found like the idea appealing that you can help people.
Exactly. What I feared of, I loved it.
In the end, yeah, okay, that's interesting. That's nice.
It truly was a new discovery for me, and it at that point, it's really like I made a 180 turnaround.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I think that it connects to the fact that it doesn't matter what you want to try or start, like you need first to give it a chance. You will never know, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
besides the fact that if you won't try, you will never succeed because you already didn't try. But the fact that you won't try, you will never know if it's talking or appealing to you.
After that, I haven't gave a second thought about anything else. I understood this is what I want to do, and I want to be like to give it the best of me.
Okay, and that's probably part of the reason why you became such a good expert in this field, because I mean, as far as I know, that you have a pretty good name out there.
Yeah, I finished studying in school after 3 years. When I was like 18, I got like the best, really good grades. Afterwards, I went to serve in the army as a dental technician for also 3 years, and it was truly an amazing experience because I got the chance to work at a hospital, central big hospital.
So you gained like actual experience.
Yeah, I got most of my experience truly in the army. We had there a laboratory with another dental technicians, and I learned there from them a lot. They were really experienced. The army have a lot of supply. There is no limit. So what was important to them, not how much we spend. It's like
the result, the end result.
The result, and how much time will be needed to do it in the best way. They would give it to us.
Okay, well that's great because they gave you basically all the tools to try and evolve and grow in this.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, you told me you had a very important fella that came to you, that you made his teeth. You're supposed to know his name. I don't remember his name.
I forgot his name. No, I
Gantz?
remember
No.
it.
Yeah, it's Gantz?
Benjamin Gantz.
So,
Benny
yeah,
Gantz.
Okay.
Or general of the army.
So he's walking around right now with teeth that you personally made.
Yeah, it was. I hope he's still with his teeth because he had a lot of problems. Yeah, but it truly was an honor to create for him the teeth that are needed for him to talk, because he's truly an important person.
Yeah, today's a politician
every
already.
day he's talking, and he had a lot of problems in his teeth because of stress.
Stress.
Yeah.
Really.
A lot of stress, and he would...
He was grinding, probably. Grinding, yeah.
He would grind his teeth, yeah. And
that's terrible.
yeah.
That's something, honestly, my dad has. So maybe it's about time for him. I know that he takes care of his teeth right now, but still, like, he had a very bad habit of doing it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's already like a hell of a accomplishment, you know, to know that you did that. Like
that was awesome. Yeah, it was like I felt good. Obviously, yeah, because they gave me the permission to take charge on that project, And it gave me also a lot of experience and also knowledge and more confidence in my work.
That's amazing. Well, I can hear that you're very passionate about it. But it brings me to the question, what did really attract you from, like, I understand that it's connected to the dental medicine also, because you work with
background.
dentists.
That's a big background, like a strong base.
Yeah, so where was this moment where you felt that, okay, it's time to switch, or you felt attracted, or you got the idea that, okay, maybe dental medicine is my field, like, or the direction for you? When was that moment for you?
It was a moment when everything after army was going smoothly, I can say. I was working in a couple of laboratories. I tried some other places, and sometimes it went good, it went better, sometimes not at all. I was 25 years old, a couple of years ago only, like it's already been 5 years.
Okay.
And I received an offer from my previous teacher to work with him as a teacher.
That's true. You also taught. So
Yeah.
that's also an important thing.
So for 3 years, I was teaching with him. Yeah, I had a really good time and really bad times there. To be a teacher, it's something
Dealing with teenagers.
It's really hard. I never imagined in my life that I will teach, or will be a teacher, or will be working with teenagers.
You'll be someone who sets an example.
Yeah, it never was part of me to give example to younger kids, I guess, or teenagers, because Israeli teenagers are truly difficult.
That's true.
So even in school, we never were friends. We always like Russian friends. You know it.
Yeah. Divided into gangs.
So,
more like a prison than a school.
That was the first step of fear. I feared a lot, and I wanted for that reason to do it. That was like the first move that I felt. I don't have any experience in teaching or being at school or giving an example. It's like it's really a lot of pressure and stress, and as a teacher you need to have confidence. It's not easy to just walk around and speak.
Definitely. So it's not the first time basically that you're taking on yourself a big decision like that to try to like do something that is outside of your comfort zone, you would say.
It started truly with small steps, I guess. Each time it's a bigger step. I started with the small to start studying a profession, and it was just the right one for me. And then to the army, it was just right for me. Working, and after a couple of years of working, I got a bit bored, you can say, but I was looking to change something. It was exactly that time that I needed a change in my life. It was exactly that moment that change just came to me.
That's beautiful, by the way. That's something, a huge subject that I believe that it's like all about energies. What we set out to the universe, eventually we receive it back.
I believe it, yeah.
It just depends on how strongly and how specific you are about your wishes and requests and desires. If it comes from a true place, like from your heart, I truly believe that the universe will provide. So it's a great coincidence.
It happened to me each time that I was navigating to some way. It's like what's important is actually to navigate yourself. I can't just walk around.
Not to sit in the same place, right? Not to stay in the same place. Keep moving, do something.
I always felt like after some period, I was like running on the spot, in the same place. I felt I'm running, I'm working, I'm getting money, I feel
driving
fine,
on neutral.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough. Truly, the world just brings to you what you transmit, what you need.
That's amazing. So, okay, so you started teaching, and in what step, like, you started thinking about the dentistry, like the medicine?
I started teaching, and it was really a big experience for me, something new that I never tried. And I remember I was so scared, but I worked on that not to show it to anyone. That I come there and I know what I'm doing.
What you're doing, exactly. Confidence.
And that's sometimes the game.
Fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah, fake it. Yeah. The first day was, wow, my heart pumped so strong.
Like it is right now?
And yeah, I just remembered everyone was looking at me and now the focus is on me. And I'm not like a seller that I can just speak with everybody. It's something that I had to learn. I understood that I'm going to learn this new skill to talk, to express myself. It's a long process because for me it was a truly long process. Since I was a kid, I never imagined that I'll think about studying medicine or dentistry or going to university. I was so problematic kid. I studied so bad, and the moment that I discovered this profession, that's the point my life changed. I just started growing, and all the bad people that I had, those bad friends that were pushing me
Bad influence.
yeah, influenced me bad. I got distant with them because I was going in another new direction in my life.
You were focused. That's the beauty.
Extremely focused. That was like my whole reason to wake up, and I was studying and I loved it so much.
And that's something that I want to put a point at, because like what Ilya says, when you find something that you're passionate about, that you really enjoy doing, that you care, that you wake up in the morning waiting for the chance to go ahead and do it and learn something new in this field, that's something that doesn't have a price. And that's what everybody means with these, slogans or whatever they say, that you need to find something you love and you won't have to work a day in your life. It's truly like that, because as long as you're forced to do something, your parents force you to study, or they expect you to become a lawyer, or whatever it is, you always feel the pressure, and it's the decision that it was not made by you. You don't do it with full commitment. But once you find something that you truly like, you truly feel passionate about, it's priceless. It's gonna make you obsessive about it. You're gonna daydream about it. You're gonna spend every minute that you have of free time focusing on it. And I think that's what's happening here. And that's what's beautiful, I think. And that's why it is important to try new things. Try new things on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. It doesn't matter, but force yourself at least once a day, once a week, to try something new until you find that thing that you can put a pin in and say, this is it. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's why I feel in some way I did a step and I was lucky. I was lucky to find that. What I love. To stumble on in some way. Yeah, I was so scared to go there, to see, to try something new. And I just said, I don't have nothing to lose. If I won't like it, I won't like it. I will move on.
Definitely.
And that was the right decision that I made and pushed me forward.
Okay, so as you grew in the dental technician field, you felt that it was not challenging anymore and you were looking for new heights.
Already with my experience for 10 years, and I studied also in Tel Aviv at the campus there. After 6 years experience, I had my third dental diploma.
Diploma, okay.
Yeah, diploma, and I just felt I want more, and it was not enough. Like, the work is great, money is good, but it's not the point that I felt like every day, because we are working and making money, but it's not the point yet.
You wanted to make a more impact, or to receive more challenges? What was exactly the
both, definitely both. More challenges. I felt like I was at the peak. There is always something new to learn, this way or another.
Definitely.
But I chose, I understood that it was enough for me anyway. We don't have to be like the best of the best of the best. But if that's your point, that's fine. If someone is looking to be number one, if this is what's important, that's fine. But I was looking to give the best of myself to this profession and what I do with it. And I felt that I did enough. At some point, I felt that that's enough. I gave everything and I want to move forward.
Okay, and that's when you started thinking about the medicine.
Yeah, so I was a teacher with my previous teacher. We were working together.
It's a closure of a circle, You started there and you came back to your roots, where it all began.
Yeah, it was super exciting for me. It's like, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm certified to be a teacher to teach other people. That was insane. And I understood that it was like totally a level up.
Definitely.
After 2 years, I felt again that I'm running in the same spot, and it was
It was
nice.
time to move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's time to move on. And my next step was my dream. Like, it's like something unbelievable to go study medicine, to be
Something that before that you thought that was impossible.
impossible.
And
Yeah.
now, after you did already something impossible, you became a fucking teacher.
Yeah, after I already did that impossible. That thing was impossible.
So
and it's like,
why not that?
yeah,
right?
there is no impossible.
Exactly. That's an interesting point. We had yesterday. I recorded also an episode with a businessman, an entrepreneur, and he told me about a point, a very interesting fact. Did you know that the 100-meter run, the sprint for 100 meters, the record, was not broken for more than 10 years before World War II? And after once, just a simple guy, there was a nobody, not a sportsman or anyone, just came to the Olympics and broke this record. All of a sudden, it like broke the glass ceiling in the minds of people that always thought, okay, these athletes, professional athletes, are like set this record. There is no way I'm gonna break it.
Yeah.
But once they saw that a simple guy did it, they started breaking it just the same year. After 10 years that it wasn't broken, they broke it 8 times the same year.
Wow.
So that only sets the definition that our minds sometimes set limits that are not realistic.
Lim is said to be scared for some unknown reason.
Well, that's already the self-preservation instinct that we have from us being prehistoric man, that he needed to survive. So obviously changing too much things was dangerous. If you try new foods, you can get poisoned and die. If you explore new areas that are not safe, you can get killed by an animal. So obviously that's the idea where it comes from. But today we live in an amazing world that we have a lot of opportunities that are just waiting to be explored. So
exactly, that's exactly what I felt. I was just, why am I standing in the same place? Like, I can do so much. I'm young, I'm not married, I don't have no mortgage. Mortgage I already paid. We already paid that. So it's time
that's already dealt with.
Yeah, it's time to move on. We have the whole world to discover.
Exactly.
New people,
So
new
you
places.
you already kind of answered my next question. That was, how do you think that leaving the comfort zone and studying in Italy, besides learning a new language, impacted your personal growth and the sense of fulfillment?
Well, I feel that leaving my comfort zone by studying in Italy has impacted me gratefully.
Greatly. Like, it's basically this is the challenge that you were waiting for, the next thing, the next impossible thing that you set for yourself to achieve.
It was a process that I had to overcome with myself, like mindset.
Exactly.
It took me a lot of time to create this mindset that
I can do it.
Yeah, I can do it. I have nothing to fear of.
Exactly.
And most importantly, I have nothing to lose.
That's the beauty of it.
I remember I had days I went out to a bike rides to the beach, and it was before the sunset. I was just getting to the beach right by the sunset, was just standing around looking at the sea, at the sun, and I was just talking to myself loudly.
That's beautiful.
Like, I was just talking to myself. I was asking myself, do you truly want it? Do I truly want it? And I was answering myself, and I said, yeah, I do want it. Do I have something to fear of? No, I don't. Do I have something to lose? Like, I will go, I will study. Money is not...
it's not the issue.
Something, to lose. Money is supposed to be invested. And that was my investment will be in those studies and
in yourself, basically.
In experience in myself to go forward with it.
That's amazing. That's exactly something I also talked about in the episode, that many people run away from this time, you know, from being alone with themselves to actually have a conversation with yourself. I asked people and they looked at me like shocked. What? You talk to yourself? Are you crazy?
Yeah, I talk to myself.
No,
That's
I'm not crazy. Exactly, you know? That's I think the first step of exploring yourself, to know what you fucking want. You can't know that without talking to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. I love it that I hear it from you and it just connects together and it's beautiful. So, okay, so basically, and besides the fact you learned a new language, you learned Italian. Can you share like how much time it took for you to speak? Because I heard you speaking. You speak fluently.
Well, it was also a process that how do I got to study Italian? Because I was looking to study abroad, but I did not knew where to study.
Okay.
And I looked for some options, and it was, of course, in Europe. And I tried Slovakia.
Yeah, I remember
Slovakia.
it. Čínske jedlo.
Čínske jedlo. Such a good times in the corona.
Wow, that was amazing.
That was the best times. And I just did not connect to the language.
Okay.
But for example, I do like German, and I like Germany, but it was truly hard to learn. And it's a difficult language to learn. It is also possible, just a thing of a choice.
Okay.
The moment I understood I'm going to learn Italian, I started to studying alone, at home, at work, at any moment that was possible, before the courses of Italian
Even started. Okay.
Yeah.
So you came prepared.
Because the first thing I understood, I'm going abroad, I'm going to learn in a new language, and there is no limit to study a language. Definitely when it's a new language. So I immediately started studying more than a half year before the courses of the Italian.
So in total, how much time you would say passed since you started?
I started by myself, like half year,
Okay.
and now it's like almost a year.
So a year and a
months.
half. Wow.
11 months, something like that. And of course, the course in the Italian took me way up. But the thing that I'm most happy about is I was prepared so good before the courses. When our Italian teacher spoke, nobody understood her.
Except you.
In the meantime, I understood what she's speaking about and I could answer her. And of course, in the class, I was
You were the star,
one
huh?
of the top. Yeah, so it was a really good decision to do that. I don't know how
amazing.
others did not do that. Truly, it's like you're going to study abroad. You don't wait.
Exactly.
You start to learn.
True. It's beautiful in my opinion. To speak in general, I think languages is one of our ways to also grow and like force our minds and brain to actually practice. Because languages, when you switch languages, do you notice when you have like this a little bit of a stop when you switch to a new language? That's like, I think, my mind rebooting, thinking about it, you know, changing the interface. So that's the same. So the more languages you have, I think the more you grow muscles in your mind, kind of.
Yeah, it is because sometimes like I can speak in my mother tongue, but in the meantime I already thinking in let's say Italian, already translating the words in Italian, like I already know them. Sometimes I can speak and I would say that in Italian.
Okay, that's nice. That's great. That's amazing to hear. Okay, so I would like to ask you a very important question, in my opinion. So we understood what drove you to make this move, to explore the new option, the new challenge, to go and study abroad, to learn a new language. So what advice would you give to someone who is hesitant to leave their comfort zone in pursuit of their dreams? And it doesn't have to be a necessarily study abroad. It can be a different case of people who actually, they have already a dream, they have a goal, but they're scared to make the move. What advice would you give them to make this move, or maybe prepare for it better to understand if they should do it?
I would say first, it is natural to hesitate. Also, if you have like super big plans, I definitely hesitated. It is natural, but the important thing about it is to catch that moment and to overcome it. Like that fear of what if. Not to think about what if, just what if I would not do that? That's the real question. And what truly bothered me, because I was always asking myself, what if I would not do that? I would be sorry, definitely in a couple of years. I truly also had my doubts, but I just went on with my plan step by step. I understood I had a plan, and in the big picture, it's a huge picture, yeah? We need to take part in part of it and do it step by step. Like, it is truly important to see the big picture that we have. It is not less important to see it in step by step.
That's a great answer in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and what skills you felt that you needed to develop or to acquire since the beginning of the process, and that you think that today are useful and can be useful to everyone in any field, like universal skills that you were forced to acquire, but you think that they can help to other people?
Definitely developing the Italian language. I cannot say like universally, but I know the place where I'll be, in the country that I'll be, it's tremendously important skill to speak in Italian or to speak in other language that you are there, because it will be my everyday life, and to communicate with people correctly that they will truly understand you. It is important to have the social life. Like, without language, it will be more difficult to have the social life.
Definitely. Okay, so that's just learning the language, but it's not necessarily like a skill, I would say. Like, maybe the fact that I would maybe look at the fact that you had the self-discipline to start studying 6 months ahead. That's something, you know?
Consistency?
Consistency?
Consistency. Yeah, I learned consistency. Konstantin.
Consistency.
Consistency.
Say it in Italian.
Constenzione.
Oh,
Per me è più facile. Constenzione.
per me un face con una constanzione.
Sì. E allora abbiamo una cadorregel.
Una cadorregel. That's nice. So basically you felt that the skill that is necessary is being consistent.
Yeah, definitely. Also, in this part, I was so scared of it. I felt I won't be good enough. I won't study enough. I won't understand enough the materials. And no, that's bullshit. My mind bullshitted me so much.
Exactly.
It looks like a millennium ago, and it looks so funny right now, because with consistency and persuasion of the goal, everything is possible. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I always remember that things are hard, yeah, but it doesn't mean it is impossible.
Exactly. And when you enjoy what you're doing, you don't mind the effort or the challenge. You enjoy it.
I love it.
You
It's
enjoy
even
it.
much better, yeah, because I invest in it so much effort, and it comes with my joy, definitely.
That's awesome.
There are definitely some bad days. I don't have a mood, or I do want or don't, or I'm tired. But it doesn't change me like, that's it, I'm not going with it anymore. No. It's also important to see those days, to understand that that's how we are built.
Exactly.
We're not happy 24/7, and that's
true.
fine. But those moments, like,
We are our biggest enemy. When we learn to fight ourselves and overcome it, everything's possible. It's amazing. What are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about studying abroad or learning a new language, and how did you dispel them?
Well, it is close to the previous answer. My biggest misconception was that I won't survive the studying.
That you won't be able to study.
Yeah. I had a fear of failing in the studies, meantime, while I was in the course. And that is the truly biggest misconception that I had, personally.
Okay, and then when you started, you realized that that's something impossible.
It's not that
and-
horrible.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Because I chose to go there. If you force yourself to do it, it will be much, much harder and possibly with a chance of definitely of a failure. But if that was your decision and you want to do it, there is nothing that will stop you.
Okay. I love it. That's awesome. Definitely inspiration. That's the whole point here, the inspiration that you will give to people, because a lot of people just, like I told you, they are waiting for somebody who can approve it's possible. You can do it. Yeah. Look at me. I did it. Like you said, you started from being a shitty student. You were having a hard time sitting on your ass and studying in class, and until you discovered something that was worth it. And you became good at it.
Yeah.
And you eventually became good enough to teach it.
I understood that I can be good at something. That was the biggest
that's
point.
The biggest accomplishment.
When I was a teenager. Yeah, that I can do something good. And that changed my point of view at myself.
That's the most important thing. And I have a quote that I really love that I wonder what you will feel about it. It's a quote by a guy named Rabindranath Tagore. He's known to be asking the philosophical questions and looking for answers about deep life meaning. And he had a quote that I really liked that says, "You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water."
That's beautiful.
That's amazing. And I think that says a lot, because just like also Denzel Washington says, dreams without goals are just dreams. As long as you just it's good to dream. It's already a first step of having something in your mind that you would like to achieve or get. But without actually trying it out, going out there, exposing yourself, setting up even a plan and testing yourself, you won't be able to know if you can succeed and reach it or try it. Because as long as you don't try, you have failed. That's as far as I'm concerned. And a lot of people just prefer to stand there and stare at the water, see the sunset, instead of actually going and chasing it,
Yeah, there are truly people that would just stand and watch the water and watch the sunset and say, wow, how beautiful on the other side. I would love to go there, but I am scared to cross the water.
Exactly. And most of the time, these things that we are so scared of, they're just in our minds, These are the same limits and doubts that our minds set, maybe from trying to protect us, maybe from whatever the reason is, but this is what we need to overcome. We are our biggest enemy, and our mind sometimes will play tricks on us, but as long as we learn and to understand this, we already unlock the door on evolving and practicing and teaching our mind to stop doing that and to going with us on this process. If we find something we want, instead of saying, you can't do it, our mind will be the one that says, yes, you can. You should try.
We need to work on our mindsets, because it doesn't come naturally to us, because we are always cautious with everything and careful. And I myself very planned in my head. Everything for me goes step by step, and I consider the whole options. So it is truly prepared. Difficult for people also like that. It's like both negative. You're planned, but if something goes wrong with your plan, it's like...
Yeah, everything just crumbles around you.
Can crumble, and that's the fear. So we need to overcome that fear of that something will break. But
we're a lot less fragile than we believe we are, I have to say. And I think it sometimes takes takes for us to get a hit or two, and I'm not talking physically, but to go through something that shows us how resilient we are.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because
I had this experience not long ago, and we need to release, to let ourselves to be mad, sad, to feel the whole experience and the feelings that we are having.
Because there's a reason why we have them.
To let them be there and to experience them and to feel them in those moments. And afterwards, it will not disappear. They are staying.
But in some point you let them go. They don't have any force.
In some go, to let them go, because if not, it will keep holding you back.
Exactly. So
that's exactly what I felt like a couple of weeks ago, and I just let myself to be sad, to already let it go, and I feel 10 times better than what I felt before, and I learned from it, and it made me stronger.
Definitely. Sometimes these sad or bad moments are there just for us to be able to be able to appreciate more the good and to understand how much good is this good, because in our today's world we have so many stimulates and things that release dopamine in our mind, these social media things, everything like is designed to make us feel good, and you can't constantly feel good. It's impossible. You start less appreciating it. You need the new hit, the new drive, the new something else.
Addicted to feel good.
Exactly.
Constantly.
You become addicted, and the best way to get out of this addiction is to let yourself experience this little bit of sad or bad moments. People are afraid to feel sad sometimes, and it's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
There's a reason that is a part of you, this emotion. It's there to teach you something.
It's worse to be scared of being sad.
Exactly.
Than being sad.
Exactly.
that you live in a constant fear. That's more hurting than
helping.
To be sad.
Definitely. So I feel like we have a lot of value here from you, and I would love to maybe sum up with a few tips that you prepared for us.
All right. I sum up some small tips, I think, that truly can possibly help, and I hope they will help. So the first one will be vision. Like if you have a vision of yourself, of a goal, something that you are imagining in your head, and you see yourself in that picture, you should start then planning those steps, how you reach that vision. Because as we said, we can watch at it from afar, or we can start walking there. The second one would be, well, it's like a phrase that everybody knows, but it truly is like that. To believe. It's like we need to definitely believe in ourselves. Like without the belief in ourselves, we just will get lost. So I started to believing that I can do it and I am good enough to those things that I want to reach to them. Never underestimate yourself. Never. We can truly do more than we can imagine. It's like we have imagination, we can definitely do more than that. The third one, it's not a tip, but it's something about not forgetting that it is there. We all have fear, like of losing something. There is always something to gain and not to lose. If we are fearing to lose something, we won't accomplish anything that we are pursuing. And the last one will be to be rigid. Also, if the plan did not go as planned. Also, if that in the worst case scenario, it is not the end of the world. The world is truly working in mysterious ways, and if we think that something did not go as planned, it may come up on the best side for you.
Exactly. These are some great tips. Thank you. So to finish, before we really wrap things up, I have a video that I really loved in the way that they described it. I would like to hear what you think about it.
I don't know you. Challenge yourself. Make a conscious, deliberate effort to get outside of your comfort zone, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. Everybody together, live full, die empty.
That's strong. That's I'm surprised because I feel like that's my mindset that I built.
Exactly. And but the way he says it, it's just something that I think drills down to maybe people who didn't get to that point. He says it beautifully. In order to do something you have never done, you need to become someone you have never been.
That's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
It just gives me goosebumps to hear it. So wow. I would like to thank you for your time. Really, it was an amazing experience for me. Besides the fact that you're one of my great friends, I love this. Right now, we had a deep conversation. We usually have deep conversations, but this one I think was one of the better ones, you know? It was great. Thank you for all the value, the tips. And for you out there, guys, just like Ilya said, set your goals, make your plans, and the fear that stops you and the doubt that hold you back right now are just in your mind. So if you don't try, you will never know. So set out there, take on the world, step by step. You never know what will happen. Things might come up on the best side for you, and what's most important is what's in your mind. So you can do it. You just heard it firsthand from a person that thought that he couldn't. So I'm telling you, you can. You're amazing and you're a lot more than what you think. And if you need to hear that from someone, that's it right now. I'm telling you, you can do it. Thank you for your time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe and follow, and tune up for the next upcoming episodes. This was Let's Talk About It podcast. My name is Dennis. Thank you and goodbye.